We only have a little bit of food. Maybe it's enough. Oh yeah, get a little flyby. Some chicken feet over here for all you feet lovers. Yeah.
นอน3 วัน
So, even chicken feet can be a beautiful dish. I'm still not eating that, but it's pretty. Well, hey party people, welcome back. Was thinking a bit on the house blessing video that I posted there towards the end of it. I was like, man, I should probably do a little walk around of the house now that we've gotten somewhat settled and only have a few more things to go pick up. We're in for a sprinkle, so maybe I'll be brief out here. But one of the things we're waiting on for the outside was a water filter, because the water here it's all well water here in these subdivisions, so it leaves a bit of a milky white residue on things after you wash them. But yeah, the gardens turned out nice. Let me spin you around so you get a better perspective and don't have to look at my face for radio. Yeah. Little garden turned out lovely. Tick wasn't really a fan of these, but I like the way they smell, and they're nice and plush. They're soft, and I think they keep the skeeters away. We did get rid of the trees on the other side, but I was like, over here it's a good natural breakup. And so we went out to some gardens looking around and couldn't decide what we wanted. So the lady out there that was helping us, and I'll leave a link to those gardens in the description, but it was out in Kokruat. But she was like, well, what I can do is put in some, I think it's called mucky grass here, and kind of break up the space in between the trees and give it a nice little flow. So I think that turned out nice. We got in the car park, garage, whatever you want to call it, pretty much cleaned up. These are the remnants of some of my junk, but we did get a newer TV to go upstairs in the loft, and they want to leave the box here for like a week just to make sure they don't have to come and pick the TV back up. This is for future planning purposes in case we ever end up with a plug-in hybrid or an electric vehicle. So new curtains all look good. Swing around. So yeah, water filters installed. These blinds turned out really good in the office. We gotta find a way to tackle the pigeons because it's a bombing range back here, if you know what I mean. We did get this delivered yesterday, so I'd open it, but I don't want anything to fall out. What this does is get what little bit of tools I have in the house and all the cleaning supplies out here, to where it doesn't clutter up space inside the house. This is a DIY privacy film that we put on this window here in the kitchen. And unless you're real close, you can't tell how bad of a job we did. So, Daikin's a powerhouse. A couple little things there from the old house. This is our scratch and dent table that we got from Home Pro. We were on the way out one day, and it was sitting there with a big sign on it that said half off. And yeah, more on that in a minute. But this side of the garden turned out well too. So a bit of a Japanese style, Sawan Nippon Japanese garden kind of feel. But this table was half off because one, it's missing one cushion, which I can probably get for about $3, if not less. And the umbrella crank does not work. So you can put it up manually. And there was like little bitty scratches right there. Other than that, it is pretty sound. It's a good piece of gear. But trees are all doing well. The ones on the end there, I may end up taking over to the garden land as they get bigger. But that's an avocado, some rambutans, and some Taiwanese oranges. And then we added these in the front too from the same place. So They were here a good couple of hours putting all this in. And I don't think the plants were what was so expensive, but the rocks. The rocks were kind of pricey. Let's head in for a walkthrough. Who's that young couple? Things are coming together in here. Somebody's been eating some Pringles. I don't know who's guilty of leaving that out. They came into the curtain installs on the day before we did the house blessing. And at the other house, we had like these clear see-through kind of panels, but these are a much higher quality and a little bit darker. And they go good with the gray. Table we picked up at Index. We're still going through stuff and throwing stuff out. We got a little collection of recyclables and trash down there. I think the bar turned out pretty nice. I'm a fan. We do need to get 2 bar stools, I think, to go on this side. We'll leave the other side wide open. So this will be good for breakfast or whatever. We're having a brew and watching a game or something. Yeah, furniture's all nice. Friends gave us this amazing fan right here. It's pretty good. Nice table, though. Kitchen turned out well. Cooktop's awesome. We cooked a big meal yesterday. We haven't used the oven yet, but been using this daily. This Techno range up here is like super strong. It puts out hurricane force winds outside if you've got it turned on the highest setting. So we can't smell like we cooked any food in here yesterday. Whereas over at the other house, it would kind of linger for a few days. Wash tower is doing amazing. One thing that I'm not a fan of, so we may get a newer faucet. I do like the sink, but it's a pretty slow flow, even though the pump is working fine. And that is because we've got some stuff in here. That supply line right there is super tiny, so we don't get a whole lot of flow coming out of that thing. So what I want to do is either, I don't think we can replace that hose because it's kind of built into the head up here. So I don't know. You can tell that the pump's kicking in, but it's still, that's how much flow we get out of that thing. It's better like this. For washing dishes takes a little bit more time. Unless we put them in this thing, which works really well. Grandpa's over here having a drink. Yeah, but everything turned out nice. Here in the office, let's see, get everything turned on. Still got a little bit of cleaning up to do in here. We got these Tapo cameras, and I went and bought micro SD cards for them yesterday. I haven't installed these yet, but I think we're gonna have somebody come out that's got a ladder and a drill. I don't have a drill. I do have some Rowell, like, lawn care products. I got a blower and a weed eater, even though I now don't have any grass. But I may get a Rowell drill since I already have the other stuff. But I still need a ladder because I got to get up pretty high to mount these. And these are solar powered, and they just feed off the Wi-Fi, so no wires. I can't stand looking at wires that are external to whatever you're adding, whether it's mounting a TV or what. Man, drives me nuts. Bathrooms are all jamming. We'll pop upstairs. Ton of storage under here. And this is like shoes in the back, and then all this is pantry, which keeps it out of the kitchen and uncluttered in here. Very bright. But let me pop up here. I think wifey's in the shower, so I may not pop into the bedroom yet. The bedroom hasn't changed any since, I don't think, since the last pictures, but this room is for the most part set up. I guess wifey dragged these in here out of the living room. We had folks camping out over here for 3 days after the blessing. And I think that's just to, that's part of the ceremony and part of the mix of animist and Buddhist beliefs that you need to camp out and have a good time in the house with the whole family for a couple of days. Keep it a joyous occasion. Obviously, the bed's not made in here. We crashed in here yesterday because our bed frame didn't come yet. So this will be our son's joint when he's here visiting. But did get his table and chair moved over from the other house. I had this all bubble wrapped up. It's nice. And then we're still waiting on a couch to come. So another couple of days anyway. I just put this watch back on for the first time in weeks. And the date is not right. So on the 28th, we're getting our sofa for in here. And I think that's all we're going to add to this room. But again, very clean, no wires. This TV is going off of Wi-Fi, where downstairs the TV has a LAN connection that we ran up through that add-on, that facade or wall. Ton of storage in here that's not being used, and that's a good thing. So I'm pretty sure we'll keep finding things that we need to store out of the way. But yeah, nice little Buddha area. And that's a wrap. That's a walkthrough of the finished product, if you will. The builder crew has to come back over and touch up a few very minor things, like out here where they put this smaller outdoor light for us. They forgot to fill in the hole where all the wiring goes. So I imagine they'll come just silicone that thing up or put in some spray foam or something. But yeah, everything's good in here. And this is the best home construction and design, or the best home design and construction. Or if you look up their website, it's Best Home Khao. And I added their link in the last video, and I'll add it again in this one. The 30,000 BTU Daikin AC that's up there, we were afraid might be overkill, but we've had it set to 25 degrees, and it's on its lowest blower setting. So that's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. I looked that up earlier. I didn't just do that in my head or anything. I'm not that smart. But that's 77 degrees in here, and it feels amazing. And then this fan is also blowing. I probably just turned it off by touching it, but I'll change the speed. Anyway, I'm glad we bought that AC though. It was expensive, and it's a huge unit. So we had to put the other half of it on the back wall because Tick didn't want it hanging out front in plain sight because it's a huge unit. And I think that was one of the first videos I made about this house, was the AC install. So the jury's still out. It's got like a 2 out of 5 star rating on its energy efficiency. But yeah, maybe that's because it's a newer unit and it didn't get as much research. I really don't know. But we'll be able to tell you when we get not this month's power bill, I think, because we've had like doors open and stuff moving in and out all the time. But I think next month, when things are more stabilized, we'll get a better read of what the power bill is going to look like. But if we can keep it, if we can keep all the ACs when we're using them just at like 25 to keep it comfortable, then I think when we get to that very brief period of every year where it's mildly cool in Thailand, and when I say mildly cool, I mean like high 70s, low 80s maybe. Maybe when it gets to that temperature and that's comfortable, we can just, crack the windows and whatnot and air the place out, and it won't be that bad. But for now, really pleased with the AC and well, really the whole build. I'm digging it. But yeah, anyway, I've been rambling for I don't know, probably 10, 15 minutes now. I'm going to try to close this one out and keep it as brief as I can. Just wanted to give you a little fly through of the house after everything was finished, and we'll catch back up with y'all later. Appreciate you coming along. Cheers. Well, it is a beautiful day here in the kingdom. It's still Saturday. I just did that little walkthrough of the house. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been kind of lazing about all day. Kind of had a late night last night and lounged until probably 10 this morning, and then slowly but surely got up and started moving around. We're gonna go over to Index, I think, and get a 5th chair for the table. Does that throw off the feng shui, having an odd number of chairs? I think 6 would be too many, but wifey seems to think that 4 is too few. So I think we're gonna get a 5th chair if they have any of the same variety. May or may not get bar stools, 2 of those bad boys. We might not though. I don't know. Maybe I should pop back in and measure the bar one more time. Well, there we were, sitting at the bar. Well, one of us at least, is sitting at the bar. So Index had one of these. The other one's got to get delivered, or we go back and pick it up when they bring it back in stock. Or maybe they had it in the back, but they were all still in crates or something. But we could only get the display today. And they wouldn't even discount it. He bumped it on something on the way out, and I tried to get a little scratch and dent deal. I'm a sucker for that scratch and dent stuff. But anyway, got us a bar stool. I wasn't sure about the bar measurement when we got in there, but Tick was guesstimating, get that bad boy at about 80 centimeters seat height, and that's right on the money. And then we got one more chair for the table, and I think that's okay to have an odd number. I think 6 is too much, because then you're like butted up against the wall, and the concept in this house is a free-flowing open space. So yeah, I mean, even though we have the bar in the middle, but this is pretty good. All right, for all my Ole Miss football bootlegs that I get coming on this fall. This is your brain on drugs. Had to have some leftovers from dinner. We had a pretty banging meal last night with some friends.
Yeah.
Broke in the cooktop, had the range working hard. Nice little coffee mugs, not overly feminine. And then Kunpa got him a new glass. He loved going to the ocean. This one says ocean on it. Wife's jealous of my bar stool under my fanny. We only got one till they get the other one in. Oh, there's Chuck over there. This faucet in here wasn't the problem.
The two, the fat one นะ
A flathead? Me.
ก็ทำไมมันไหลช้ามันเกี่ยวกันนะ
อะไรนะพอดีใช่ไหม
มันเกี่ยวกันแล้วมัน
Well, that one was full of plastic. So I didn't know that this actually disconnected. And I was just assuming that it was because that hose from the valve is so tiny. Not the issue at all. This was full of plastic, so now they're going to go faucet by faucet. And they just pulled off the end of the faucet in here full of plastic. Same. Another thing they found, we thought the showers were draining kind of slow. And they found all kinds of little screws. And so this is kind of like a trap here. This is so you don't get sewer smells. I think we're good. I don't see any screws in this one. think we'll keep it. We'll take these back tomorrow. With all that faucet business behind us, let's have us a couple of barbecue skewers. Cheers. Baby here just DIY'd these, let me see if the morning sun in here is just blazing hot. So we got this really, really dark film that was, well, it was twice the price of what we put in the kitchen window down there, but there are some minor imperfections on, you probably can't even tell. Well, you can see where it's kind of bubbled there on the side. But you can just barely make out the street lights out there. I think that's gonna help a lot in the morning. We did this one completely wrong. We wet the whole window, threw the whole film in there, and then just cut out the excess, but that left a ton of bubbles. And maybe some of that'll clear out as it gets hot. Maybe it'll get worse, I don't know. But this one over here, we did section by section. We didn't like, I peeled a little bit of the backing off, maybe a foot worth, and we stuck it on there. Smooth. Smooth as silk. And it almost looks like the window's open right now. It's pitch black. I guess Tick went and looked at it outside and said it looks kind of like a mirror. And it's kind of like a reflective almost on one side, whereas the one we put in the kitchen's like a frosted kind of looking glass. But yeah, I think that'll save us a little sunlight and heat in the morning, waking up in there, and whoever's staying with us or when our son's visiting, it won't be blazing hot in the morning. Maybe that sun pops right through them windows in the morning.